I want to talk to you about Captivate. And so when we talk about Captivate, we are talking about a podcast host. So this will be a review, a walkthrough. I'll be speaking about the pros and cons, the functionalities, the pricing, everything. So here's a presentation I want you to pay attention to. When you think about Captivate, I want you to think about a podcast hosting and management platform. Okay, so it has features that really cater to all kinds of podcasters. If you are a new podcaster or an experienced one or anything in between, you will love Captivate. Not a problem. So think of Captivate as a podcast hosting platform. And so basically, the brand itself has grown since it started. This is really fantastic. And so you are able to coordinate all kinds of activities from your Captivate dashboard. You will love the UX and the UI that Captivate brings to the table. Okay, so you are able to generate an automatic sponsor kit to present to potential partners. You have unlimited podcast, unlimited storage, unlimited team members. This is really cool. You have useful and easy to use planning and podcast management tools that streamline the whole production process. So we love that a lot. So the bottom line here is what? You are able to coordinate all kinds of activities from your Captivate dashboard. That centrality of action, the centrality of processes, what really makes us love Captivate. Okay, but bottom line is it is a podcast host and management tool. You cannot monetize with Captivate, but you get access to strong promotion and marketing tools. Production management is centralized from your Captivate dashboard, which is really cool, including ideation, research, scheduling guests, and marketing your show. So it's one of those things where you have to really see exactly what your audience want and really serve them what they want. And so you get unlimited podcast hosting and team members with every subscription. And this is actually great for Captivate is great for podcasters seeking a combined host and management platform. So in terms of scalability, Captivate is one of the best in the market right now. And it also in terms of operational efficiency, this is really cool also. What we love about Captivate is that you are able to adapt the pricing based on your production. I'll speak about pricing later on, but yeah, you can actually do that, and this is really cool. By the way, boss, I want to quickly welcome you back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. Let me give you a winner strategy here. So, how do you actually review whether or not Captivate is the best tool for you? The thing is that you have a constellation of features and criteria to actually pay attention to when you analyze, when you go about choosing Captivate or the opposition. Okay. First of all, pricing. You got to look at pricing. You got to look at analytics. You got to look at media player. The thing what we love about Captivate is that the pricing they are pretty transparent. Okay, some players, some podcast hosts, they like to really hide their pricing. But Captivate is all about transparency, so we love that a lot. And so you want to look at the different pricing tiers on offer, what kinds of features are included in each, okay? Because you want to have value for money. That's really what it is all about. And in terms of analytics, Captivate really provides a level of analytics, but you also want to make sure that their level of the granularity of the analytics is exactly what you're looking for. Because I mean, we think their analytics are some of the best in the industry. Maybe not for you. Okay, so you want to see how detailed the metrics are and whether they are easy to navigate and use. And also in terms of media player, you want to look for embeddable media players that offer users customizability and ease of use. And so we love the fact that when you think about Captivate, you also have to think about file hosting. This is pretty good in terms of having highest audio quality because that highest audio quality comes from lossless file formats. So that's why you want to look for a platform such as Captivate that supports WAV and other lossless file formats. And you want to see also if Captivate can really help you in terms of distribution of your show. So we're talking here about a process whereby the distribution should be straightforward, quick, and ideally automated. So your podcast host should make it easy to submit your show to major directories and ensure your episodes appear as soon as you publish. Monetization is a great thing. I mean, yes, I've already told you that Captivate cannot really help you monetize on their platform, but they can help you in terms of promotion and in terms of distribution, which you want anyway. You want eyeballs on your show. That's what you want. And earballs too. I mean, eyeballs and ears on your show. Okay. And also usability and additional features should be central also to your strategy to whether or not you should go with Captivate or another player. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about Captivate, and this is a Captivate review. I want to talk to you about pricing tiers now. I want you to look on the screen here. That's what I was just telling you earlier, that Captivate is really transparent when it comes to pricing. So they have a trifecta of pricing tiers. So here you have the personal, the professional, and the business. Based on our experience, it's just a lot better to go with the professional. If you're serious about podcasting, you want to go with the professional. But now you can start with personal and see how you feel. And based on your production, you can switch to professional. And so when we talk about, let's first go a little bit into details. So when you talk about personal, this will set you back $70 a month billed annually. But this is actually the most basic Captivate plans, and it offers the features including 30,000 downloads per month, private podcasting, one podcast, 150 subscribers, unlimited podcast, unlimited storage, smart speaker, flash briefing feed, you have transcription support, dedicated online support, unique listener data, geographic analytics, episode performance comparison. That's really cool. You have analytics, averages snapshot. You have one private podcast. This is really cool. So, long story short, you have a pretty good solution here. And then you have the professional, which will set you back $44 per month, billed annually, of course. And this includes all of the above. You have 150,000 downloads a month, private podcasting, 2 podcasts, 1,000 subscribers, and six network podcasts. For business, this will set you back $90 a month. And you have all of the above, and you have a 300,000 downloads per month. Private podcasting, you have 3 podcasts, 5,000 subscribers total. So you have the ability to create your own podcast network with unlimited network podcast. You can host the client podcast. So this is really good. So the catch with Captivate is that one thing you got to watch is that although you get unlimited podcast hosting and team members, you pay for your downloads allowance. The basic subscription of $70 per month gives you up to 30,000 downloads. And if your podcast grows faster than you expected, you may have to budget for an unexpected subscription upgrade. So it's one of those things where you got to really watch for your budget. Okay. That said, you can actually access all of Captivate's features no matter what. Let me give you a review here about Captivate. And so I want to first talk about the advantages, and then I'll speak about the disadvantages. So when we talk about the advantages, you have unlimited podcast. It's really good. You have unlimited hosting, unlimited team members. So you are able to, there are no limits on storage or uploads. You can host multiple shows under one account. So it's really good, but watch out though. You have to pay for downloads. You have collaborative working. So this is really good. You once you create your Captivate account, you can add your colleagues, setting relevant permissions and access levels. You can create podcast network. So if you're looking to grow and diversify, you can create an entire podcast network right from your Captivate dashboard for no additional cost. You have a single click submission. So for platforms that support it, Captivate offers a single click submission so you can avoid the lengthy submission forms and save yourself time. You have easy to understand stats. So Captivate actually offers podcasters in-depth but digestible stats about their personal podcast performance, their listeners, profiles, and more, all instantly accessible from your Captivate FM dashboard. You also have embeddable media player, so this is really cool. You have a podcast website, and you also have streamlined planning and management. So this is another area where a podcast you actually are getting value from Captivate. What about the disadvantages? What about the cons here? There are no recording capabilities, so although this is probably more of a concern for beginner podcasters, anyone looking for an all-in-one podcasting solution might be disappointed by the lack of creation capabilities. Okay, that being said, Captivate is fully integrated with Descript, so you can record it with them and export your episodes directly. You have lossy file formats, so Captivate asks users to upload their audio in MP3 format, but they will convert any files which are not in this format. There are no video podcasts, so unfortunately, Captivate doesn't support video podcast, and you pay for downloads. So unlike a lot of other platforms, Captivate offers all users unlimited podcast and unlimited hosting that makes them pay for downloads. So for scaling podcasts who still have a smaller budget, this might represent a significant budget increase. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about Captivate. So this is a Captivate podcast hosting review. Let me share with you the features you need to really pay attention to. So when you think about Captivate, there are some key features to really avail yourself of. You have automatic dynamic show notes builder. So though not all podcasters realize this, creating show notes is super important. Show notes help contextualize your content, give added value to your reader, and help with it with SEO. Okay, because the YouTube algorithm, not YouTube, the search engines can crawl that data. You also have sponsor kit. So Captivate has created a way to quickly and easily produce the deck about your show to present to potential podcast sponsors. And all you need to do is head to the promotion section of your Captivate dashboard, click Sponsor Kit, make sure your audience avatar is up to date, and then generate your PDF. They're really cool. And so an audience avatar is essentially a profile of your audience that can demonstrate to a potential sponsor how your listeners align with their target demographics. You also have guest booking and interview management platform. So you can create your own guest booking calendar and booking URL to organize and schedule external podcast participants. You can toggle your availability. You can set your time zone and block out certain dates if you are taking holiday. You can also customize the time slots to reflect how long a podcast recording session might last. There's also a built-in rescheduling and cancellation process, so you don't need to really to worry about sending follow-ups or manually rescheduling. You also have a podcast website. This is really good. And so what we love about the podcast website is that it's very simple and emphatically no code, which is perfect for podcasters who have no background in website coding or design. You have a free WordPress plugin, so Captivate Sync. You have a research link. So Captivate's research link Chrome extension makes your life easier when you are putting together an episode concept. You can add relevant links as you browse instead of navigating back to your Captivate dashboard or saving it as a bookmark. You also have Captivate Player. Here you have a tool that's packed with optional features you can choose from. You have share button, download button, show notes, episode transcript. You have follow podcast button, call to action button, donation button, skip and volume control. So you have flexibility there. So you also have Captivate Growth Labs. You have clickable timestamps, episode idea, recording notes. You have Emmy dynamic content, private podcast, marketing links, Captivate collections. And so when you think about Captivate, think about a tool that's great for podcasters looking for a host and management tool in one. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about Captivate. This is the Captivate review. What are the specs you need to really pay attention to? So let's take a first look at Captivate dashboard. So your podcast dashboard is really an evolving overview of the most relevant, quick hit information that you need as a creator, according to Captivate. And as you log in, you can see unique listeners, downloads, averages, latest episodes, and upcoming episodes. Okay, and so you actually, to get started with Captivate, very simple. Log in and head to My Podcast and create a new podcast. Or if you've just created your account, click Create New Podcast on the Welcome page. So you want to name your new show, write a short description, and fill out the other relevant details, if you will. At this point, you also need to decide whether it will be a private or a public podcast. You want to upload your podcast cover art, fill out the description and categories, ensure your directory settings are correct. Finally, confirm your feed and create your podcast. You can also migrate your podcast to Captivate. This is totally possible. Okay? And so you just follow the prompts in Captivate, not a problem. Now, how do you distribute your podcast using Captivate? Well, Captivate does have a distribution center that allows you to quickly and easily submit your podcast to major your directories. So for those that support it, Captivate has actually a one-click submission that simplifies the process even more. So this is really cool. So for any other platforms that do not, unfortunately, you will still need to go through the regular submission process. So if you click Start Submission in the distribution center, you will be redirected automatically to the relevant submission link. And you can also monetize your podcast using Captivate. That's totally fine. And in terms of the Captivate podcast analytics, you have a constellation of data that you can really avail yourself of to know what's really happening. For instance, we have download total, overview, today, yesterday. We have download averages. We have trending episodes. You have month to month. This is really cool. You have listener behavior. You have listen link tracking. This is awesome. You have unique listeners. You have listener demographics. And you have web traffic stats and more. What are the rivals here? So when we analyze Captivate, what are those other competitors that really are really making Captivate lives, not easy, but harder? So you have Anchor, you have Buzzsprout, you have SoundCloud, you have Podbean, among others. Okay, so let's quickly talk about those. So when we talk about the rivals here, Anchor versus Captivate. Anchor is actually aimed at all podcasters and caters to every stage of the podcasting journey: recording, editing, publication, monetization, and management. And it really offers all its services for free. By contrast, Captivate is paid and focuses on management and hosting. However, with Captivate, you're not limited on how many episodes you can host. You can even create a network if you want to. You get a customizable website. So when weighing up between these two platforms, the decision comes down to budget and what you're really looking for. And when we talk about Buzzsprout versus Captivate, Buzzsprout is a well-established name in the podcast world and is known for its dependable platform, good prices, and simple but essential tools. Though Buzzsprout has a free plan, this only comes with 2 hours of monthly uploads and a cap of 90 days hosting. So even the most affordable plan only gives you 3 hours of monthly uploads, which, when compared to Captivate's basic $70 per month plan with unlimited podcast and hosting, seems a little restrictive in our view. What about SoundCloud versus Captivate? Well, although SoundCloud is a big name, it's not designed just for podcasters, which makes a huge difference when it comes to usability and functionality. So Captivate, on the other hand, is made by and for podcasters, which is really obvious in the types of tools they offer their users. What about Podbean versus Captivate? Well, the biggest point of comparison between Podbean and Captivate is the monetization capabilities. So with Podbean, you can monetize by making use of their ads marketplace combined with their dynamic ad insertion technology. Plus, on a budgeting level, Podbean also wins out because for only $9 a month, users get unlimited storage and bandwidth, as well as important podcast website and analytics. So what is our opinion here? Is Captivate really worth it or not? Well, we think yes. Captivate is really worth it. The pricing is right. The site is legit. Do we recommend it? Yes, we do recommend We do recommend it for your podcast host and management capabilities. And as far as podcast hosting platforms go, Captivate has a strong offering. The fact that even the most basic subscription plan gets unlimited podcast hosting and team members is a real plus, although the download cap might pose a challenge though. Additionally, the management and organization tools are clearly designed with the familiarity of what podcasting actually involves. That being said though, they don't cater to video, and any podcasters looking to focus on this medium may need to look elsewhere, at least in the short run. So think about Captivate as a podcast and management platform. Okay, and so it is not free. We have $17, $49, and $99. And Captivate is a great podcast host, that's for sure. But what I want to say here is that I want to qualify this by saying whether it is good or bad depends on what you're looking for in a podcast host. If you're in need of creation tools or integrated monetization, it's probably not the one for you. But if you've been searching for a comprehensive organizational and management tool, then you are in the right place. And so you cannot monetize directly with Captivate, but the platform does offer a few tools that work well if you already got monetization sorted elsewhere. For example, if you got Patreon subscribers, you can create a private podcast for your paying listeners using Captivate. And Captivate uploads to all major listening platforms and directories, including Spotify. So really, the point I'm trying to make here is that if you go with Captivate, you do actually have you are expanding your revenue strategy, your revenue opportunity. So that's really great, not only for the short run, but also for the long run, and that will help you in terms of scaling down the road. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, let's do a quick recap here. Today's conversation, I was just explaining to you, I was doing a review of Captivate. So this was a Captivate.fm podcast host review. So let's do recap today's conversation. So we have the presentation, the winner, the price and tiers, the review, features, the specs, the rivals, and our opinion. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.